boy, funnyfrancis.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Brown Boy Podcast. I'm your host, Junaid Khan, as always, and today...
And boom, you locked in with your boy funnyfrancis. You don't know who I am, or you might not know, but you will know. I mean, you do know. You wish you knew before you knew that you knew who I am, you get me? So Brown Boy Podcast, you get me? Obviously, the number one podcast in Europe, Northern, Southern, Eastern Hemisphere, from the Malaysias to the Himalayas. You like that, Eric? So boom, listen to what the man's got to say. I'm here with the number one host, Junaid Khan, Brown Boy Bodybuilder, rebranding soon, obviously, boom.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say, I was going to introduce him, but he has done the introduction for himself. A little quick story if you guys don't know him, but I'm pretty sure you all know him anyway. Funny Francis, he's on YouTube, very popular comedian. He's done very well. How long have you been running now? For about 2 years?
Yeah, we started in January 2017, so yeah, around 2 years-ish. Yeah. Around 2 years-ish.
2 years-ish. Well, so what made you get into it then, YouTube at the beginning? So I've obviously just a little backstory how we know each other. We used to work together in the let's say security industry.
Obviously, let's give the story. We used to work together in Leamington. Obviously, for all the international fans watching this right now, yeah, Leamington is a place within the United Kingdom, yeah, within an area called the West Midlands, isn't it? Yeah, it's near Birmingham, but not too far, not too near. We used to work in this security place, yeah, in a shopping centre, and obviously it was all madness in there, innit? Bare things used to happen. You get me? At lunchtime, man used to go and get what was it? 4-piece chicken, a roast chicken, yeah, £2, and then we used to sit in the gatehouse, munch, bring in the entertainer, a lorry. It was good times, man. But yeah, that's where I know Janae. He's got it. That's where I know. That's where I first met Janae. That's where I knew him from, innit? So that's
Very
my
good.
number one guy there, yeah. And obviously, we started the YouTube team because one day in 2016, from 2016 to 2017, I was living on my own because I had this security job. That's when I left the last one that I was telling you about. I had my security job, a new security job in Wolverhampton.
Right.
So I was there, and then I was living on my own. And then I woke up one day, and I thought, oh, raw. I think I should channel my comedic attributes into something constructive and something that would help other people, and bring joy and smiles to their life, so to speak. So one day I got up, I quit my job, and then I came back to Coventry, which is also another place within the United Kingdom for all the international fans out there, not too far from Birmingham. Came back to Coventry, and I started attending different comedy courses, for stand-up comedy and how to conduct yourself and how to really present your comedy on a stage, because on a stage and in front of a camera is two different things. And I don't think people appreciate how difficult it is to be able to stand in front of hundreds, even one person, just to be able to stand in front of one person and deliver a 5-minute piece of material flawlessly. It is incredibly difficult. It's easier to do things on camera because you can structure it, edit it, etc., etc. So, like I was saying earlier, did a few comedy courses to up the skill set, and then I did a few comedy shows. I've done some in my hometown of Coventry. I've done some in Birmingham and Leicester as well, and I've hosted events since then and many other things. So yeah, that's been the journey so far, and it's been a good journey. It's been a good journey. I would like to think I've put a lot of smiles and a lot of happiness into people's lives, which might not have been there before, until they watch my content. So yeah, man.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, I can definitely attribute to that regarding the smiles. I mean, people in this society, they're always looking for something, an outlet, some form of comedy, and I feel like the work you've done, how you built it up, as can definitely be an outlet for them. I mean, just look at the views. The views on some of your YouTube videos are really, really something that I would be very thankful for if I was you, because that is something which shows the hard work does pay off. Let's just go back a little bit. So, okay, so you started back in 2017. You started the YouTube videos. And now you mentioned something about how it's easier. It can be very daunting to speak in front of one person, 10 people, 100 people. So when you first started, before you even started the YouTube, or even alongside that, am I right in saying you used to attend like comedy shows, like local comedy shows, and is that how you started this whole thing?
Now, interestingly, yeah, I started my team by not attending comedy shows. I used to watch them online. So one of my biggest idols in the comedy game is this guy called Bernie Mac. Now he's died now, but in the early noughties, he was big in the comedy scene, and he starred in many movies and many films, and He to me, Bernie Mac is like the older version of me in a sense, but more refined and has been through more life experiences. So
Right.
him, so he's like the what I would like to be. Well, obviously not to mirror someone else, but my own
Right.
version of him. You know what I mean? So it was more a case of wanting to do that, the stand-up comedy side of the thing, and going out there and getting the skill set up and understanding what it's all about. So breaking it down into what I actually studied, um, there's things such as punchline, delivery, build up. Now the punchline is of course the climax of the joke, or it could be a secondary climax. Now you could be creating a punchline to express a previous point or a point you're about to touch onto in the next minute or next 2 minutes of your
Right.
performance. And then you got the build up, which some comedians like to use, which is a bit of spice that gradually goes up, and then it hits the punchline, and then you've got one-liner comedians that give like knock-knock jokes, but with these type of things, it's all about your linguistic capability. So how good you're able to write a piece of work and present it. So I myself, I'm not that good with words. I'm more good with action. So when I'm on stage, you'll probably see me emit 60% action and 40% words,
Right.
because I think comedy should be seen rather than heard, if that makes sense. I think it has more of an effect on a person when they can see it rather than just hearing it. I mean, and that also leads into why I even started the YouTube in the first place, because I felt I need an outlet for people to see what I actually do and the type of character that I am. Because if we break down the characters, for people who don't know who I am, I have four characters. I've got Funny Francis, which is me right now, my normal person. I've got African Francis, which is another character from Africa, obviously. Rasta Francis, yeah, it's like that one. And what's my fourth character? Oh, and Chef Francis, a new character that I've created within the past 2 months. Chef
Okay.
Francis.
Right.
So
Because I'm aware of those African and Rasta fancies. They've been very popular on YouTube. But the chef fancies, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued with that one. Now, what's that about?
yeah, so boom with Chef Francis now. Um, that's a character that I created because I created a new show called "Can You Eat a Donut Without Licking Your Lips?" I turned it into a challenge.
Right.
Well, it isn't anything new; it's been done before, but I wanted to put my own twist on it. So the idea of that show was, and still is, that someone eats a donut, they have sugar around their mouth, and they need to repeat a tongue twister to me without licking their lips. So a tongue twister such as brave bleeding boys battle bold biting babies while bumbling boys rave ball biting boys bumbling babies, something like that, you know.
Wow.
And also you'll see that in my previous episode that tongue twister's in there as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the idea behind Chef Francis. So that Chef Francis is the guy who eats the food, you know.
Mm. Ah, interesting. Because yeah, I've always been interested in food and stuff. I know you like to prep your meals and stuff. So yeah, that's interesting. So okay, so you started the YouTube thing, and when okay, so from an outside perspective, let's say I'm outside looking on your YouTube, I would look at you and think, hey, this guy's made it. This guy, he's been successful. Has there ever come a point in your YouTube career so far that you've kind of thought, you know what? Oh, shit, I've actually done it. I've actually done what something I didn't, either something I didn't think I would do, or shit, I've exceeded my expectations.
I think when you first start, I mean, when I first started, a lot of my content was put onto Facebook. Now, people say,
That's where you originally blew up, isn't it? On Facebook, is that right?
yeah, I originally blew up on Facebook, then that audience and that retention transferred over to YouTube. But
Right.
going back to what I was originally about to say,
Yeah.
um, when you're in the thick of it, in amongst it, and you get things that you don't expect, such as all the views and everything, at the time it feels surreal. But then when you come back down to earth, you just realize all you've done really is tick off another checklist. Now,
Mhm.
me personally, when I first started, the views did count. Um, I won't be afraid to admit that I was a sucker to the views. If something that I produced didn't get the views, I'd feel downhearted. But that was at a point when I came into it with an uneducated mind.
Right.
Now I realize, yeah, As long as your content is good and you're happy in what you're creating, you will naturally spread your goodness and your organic material around through everyone. So, for example, um, what's my most recent example? Can You Speak Jamaican episode 7 is nearly on 400,000 views. Can You Speak Jamaican episode 8 is on over 110,000 views. And Notting Hill Carnival is only on 8.5 thousand views. But to me, that Notting Hill Carnival Can You Speak Jamaican episode was the best episode out of all of them combined, even though that got the least views. And that's because we put our heart into it, me and my producer. Shout out JBK Films, also shout out Chat Record Entertainment. Because we put our heart and soul into this and we put our love into it, we didn't really, well, I didn't really, I can't speak for them. I didn't really care what views it received. Because how should I say this? When you set an expectation for yourself, you almost hurt yourself in a sense. So with that Notting Hill video, I put out a lot of heart and effort into it, and I was partly disappointed with the view count, but at the same time, I realized that what I'm doing is for the goodness of what I enjoy and for the goodness of what it brings to other people, such as the positivity, such as a release. Because there was a girl a few months ago who said that she actually sits down with her family and watches my material, and I just thought, wow, there's families who actually spend time in their day to sit down and watch my stuff and have a good laugh and a giggle. So yeah, in the midst of all that I've just said there, I hope I haven't lost anyone. I hope I haven't lost you, Junaid. Basically, I set expectations at the beginning. I was downhearted when I didn't achieve them, and now these days, I care less about the view count. I care more about what I'm creating, the quality of what I'm creating, and the purpose that I'm trying to achieve. In a nutshell.
And that's very profound, those last lines you just said, because it seems to me there's something special about life that when you kind of focus on more so the process and enjoying the process,
It's true.
actually you enjoy it more and actually the fruits are even sweeter.
It's true. It's true. It's true. And just to emphasize that, I mean, even the process of such as driving to a location, uh, meeting up with a videographer, uh, going to the videographer's house just to look at material and those type of things. I think all of that combined really enriches the results of the labor afterwards. So when we finally got this 12-minute piece of material that we can release to our 35,000 or 37,000 subscribers and know that we produced this and we're proud of it, it really makes all the hard work before that really worth it, you know? So yeah, man, even up to now, I remember when I first started, a lot of my content was basic. I had to do a lot of shadowing or self-taught methods on how to edit, how to develop my comedic style online. Because going back to the stand-up comedy and how I said stand-up comedy is harder than saying something in front of a camera. Even in itself, saying something in front of a camera has its own element of skills and its own element of um, how would I say this? Basically, it has its own genre of skill sets to be able
Right.
to pull it off correctly as well. So yeah, man, I think definitely the journey has been good so far. It has been very good, and I'm looking to continue. At the minute, I'm in the planning stage to start a new show. Oh, there's nearly a car crash there. Bloody hell. Um, I'm in the planning stage. Oh, by the way, if you're seeing cars go past me, I'm sitting in my car right now because my house is packed straight at me because it's packed right now, like it's not easy. Like. So obviously, yeah, we got to improvise because obviously Janaid invited me onto the show. Yeah, Brown Boy Bodybuilder, rebranding, so, you mad. So
That's a spoiler
I,
alert.
I had to make an appearance. But yeah, man, like I said, the journey's mad so far. And you know another thing that's mad, yeah?
Go for it.
Back in the day when I first started, I used to put pressure on myself that, oh, bro, I need to produce one video every 2 days or one video a week or
I
two
feel I'm in,
videos a week.
I feel I'm
But
in that
now,
predicament right
but
now.
now I realize, yeah, as long as you enjoy what you're doing and turn it into a hobby, not a chore, you will actually enjoy what you're doing and the results will come more naturally. I
Yeah.
mean, YouTube will actually reward you because YouTube will see that, oh, raw, this guy enjoys what he does, clean content, it's something new, he's obviously thought about it, boom, we'll will make this guy's thing recommended, like they did with one of my last videos that reached nearly 400,000 views. So I think if you do everything with a smile in life, your rewards will contain smiles.
Wow. I mean,
Or Francis M 2019.
that is profound. A lot of the things you're saying are very, very interesting because they're kind of things which I've been experiencing in my life lately as well. For example, you just said about the videos, the
Yeah,
pressure. I need to do at least a video a week or two videos a week, and if I
yeah.
don't do it,
I
it's
don't
all
pressure myself like that anymore, man. It's pointless. It's pointless.
it's almost like there's a fear though, isn't there? Like if you don't do that,
Yeah,
oh
you're not
God,
going to get the
oh,
results that
you're
you've
not
been
gonna
trying
get
to
the
achieve.
not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
get
yeah,
the
yeah.
result.
I used
Yeah,
to think that. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, in a sense, I don't want to go too technical because I know talking about YouTube algorithms and everything else is a quantum mechanics that I haven't got a degree in. So in basically how YouTube works is watch time plus consistency equals the more likelihood of YouTube pushing out your material to more audiences because you're retaining the watch time, which to them proves that that people who have ads who put them on YouTube's videos would get a good um return from putting an ad on your video. Yeah.
yeah,
So for in basic in layman terms, the more you the more you have in the pool, the more likely you can swim, if that makes sense. So if you have more videos out there and you have videos of a longer watch time and videos that are getting likes and getting engagement and retention and having subscribers frequently come back to your channel because of your specific style or your specific array of content,
right.
then it pushes out better results across YouTube. But with what you said earlier about having to feel the pressure to produce something, that's when toxic feelings or toxic energy or burnout, as a lot of YouTubers call it these days, that's when that kind of thing begins. So I think for me, I stopped feeling that way. Uh, I think maybe a year ago, maybe I think halfway through my career as a YouTuber so far, I stopped feeling the need to pressurize myself because I realized, and the results showed me that if I create good content, regardless if I haven't released a video in a month or a year or a week, it will come out to be something good with the help and love that I put into it and with YouTube doing the rest and the fan base that I have. So I think for what you're saying, and for anyone else who has similar thoughts as yourself, Junaid, I think for you guys and everyone else watching, you need to put this YouTube thing, entertainment thing, comedy thing, whatever you're trying to do, turn it into a hobby. Don't turn it into a chore. I mean, the other day my videographer said he doesn't want to film for me anymore because it feels like a job. It doesn't feel like he's enjoying it because of the hours and effort that we both have to put into it.
Yeah,
Because not because as well as shooting on a site, let's say we go to London and we shot Notting Hill Carnival 2019, there's the element of driving there for 2 hours, driving back, being there for 5 hours, and then my good friend Justice having to go away and film it for another, well, not film it, edit it, I should say, for another 10 or 12 hours. So I can understand his point. But back in 2017, when I first started, I was a bit naive and a bit, I'd say a bit unfair. I would honestly say because I would put a lot of expectations on one person, i.e., my videographer slash editor. So you just have to turn it into a hobby. I mean, have the freedom and expression and confidence in yourself to say, I can't be asked to film this week, but next week we're going ham. That type of thing, you know. And I
and that
think
works.
that's really made me become a healthier person psychologically because I haven't produced another video in the past 2 weeks since my last video came out, and I don't feel any different. I'm not worrying. I feel good. I mean, in general, I rarely even post on social media. Probably not as much as I should do, considering I'm trying to be a social media influencer. But I feel if I do something that isn't really within my character, I'm not being true to who I am. And the true me is the person who's happy and creates smiles. So if I don't stay true to myself, then I'm not true to anyone.
I hear that, man. And the very again very profound words. And what you're saying right now is almost it's a it's an air of synchronicity because I'm exactly feeling the same way based on what you were saying. Now, some interesting points you mentioned there, and I'm just taking it all in. I'm probably
You take
thinking
it in. I've said a lot. I've said a lot. You can reflect back to me and give me some of your thoughts on it as well. You know, big man. Obviously, you got me, so we can
no doubt.
bounce
I
off
mean,
the debate. You
no
got
doubt.
me.
I mean, it's definitely helping the viewers all this stuff, but a lot of the things you're saying do make a lot of sense regarding YouTube. So let's say somebody's starting YouTube now. Okay, they're starting YouTube, and you've said obviously turn it into a hobby. Don't feel pressured to do videos. Just do it for the love of it. And that kind of gets into the whole thing of quality over quantity. What are your views then on this idea of quality over quantity? I've heard how you see it in YouTube, obviously producing content when you want to, which will obviously mean when you want to produce content, you'll produce more quality rather than it being a chore because it's a hobby. So how does that also reflect in your life to quality over quantity, and how is that carried over to other aspects of your life?
So I feel with YouTube and in general, the problem is in this day and age, society doesn't really care. I don't think to a degree. I mean, there's people out there who create rubbish, rubbish content or just do stupid things within society in general, and they're getting all the plaudits, all the praise, and all the results and all the glory that comes with success, even though the foundations of the success was nonsense or wasn't hard fought for or was bull crap, so to speak. So I think with that, it's all within the individual. Is the individual the type of character to cherish knowing in themselves that they've created good work, regardless of what society thinks or regardless if society appreciates the hard work, or is the person in themselves not an opportunist, but a pirate who just creates anything, and if it blows, he'll just take all the glory and not care how and where it came from. So I think it all depends on the individual and the pride, the level of pride that they want to put into whatever they're trying to do in life. YouTube, life in general, new job, trying to buy a house, trying to get a new car, all these things that make us human beings, you know? Well, not make us human beings, but all these things that human beings have to go through within modern society or so-called modern society. Because we can't, I don't know what modern is. Modern's just what people perceive it to be. But yeah, so that there's another debate for another day. Right there, right. What? It's mad. Man's supposed getting dry ears off. I should have bought the water in, you know. But yeah, man. But what are you
Ultimately,
telling me? What are you telling me?
I mean, yeah, I mean, ultimately, what you're kind of saying really is about integrity of your character, of who you are as a person. Like you just said earlier, um, being who you are and not producing a false image of yourself online, but actually showing who you really are. Because you could easily go and do a video which is not you, just to get the views. And even if you do get the views, yeah, what impact will that have on your inner being? You know?
Trust me, because it's just like a flower. You know what I mean? Picture a flower now, yeah, boom. You give it the nutrients that it requires, you give it the love and attention that it deserves, and let's say you have a bad season one day, one year, and it doesn't produce the tomatoes that you thought it would produce, but you know you've given it the love and care. Basically, you've stayed true to yourself, innit? And whatever you've reaped from what you've sown is sweet, and you enjoy the labor of it. But let's picture now, yeah, you've mistreated this plant or whatever it is you're trying to grow, but somehow it manages to produce 100 tomatoes. You and yourself would feel bad. Well, I know I would feel bad because I know that I've treated this, I've treated this terribly, but throughout the kindness of the thing that I'm mistreating, it still produced exceptional results. So yeah, man, when you look it deep into this thing, into life, it's mad fun. But with
Mm.
YouTube now, for anyone out there watching, if you're starting the YouTube for the first time or your channel's small, etc., etc., I think you need to go onto it. You need to don't have a plan. Forget about planning about I hope to achieve one video a week. Forget all that. Forget the nonsense. Yeah, what you need to focus on, big man and big girl. Yeah, whoever you are. Yeah, is what do I perfect myself in? What am I good at? What do I enjoy being good at? Because there are two differences here. Yeah, yeah. Look, you got to break it down. You got people that are good at things, and there are people who enjoy being good at that particular thing. So, what category as a human being do you fit into? me myself now, personal example, yeah, I enjoy football, but I'm not perfect at it. I enjoy being funny, and I'm not perfect at it, but I'm good at it. That's why I excel in. So transferring that into whoever you are as a person and your abilities, because we all have skills in life that we can aspire to develop and achieve. Yeah, you need to decide, what am I good at and what do I enjoy being good at. That's what I'm telling the people.
Add some deep knowledge, man. That can really help. Working on your strengths and not working on your weakness. This is what I tell a lot of people who are asking me as well, generally for life advice. What do I do in life? Well, find out what you love and find out what you're good at because they might actually be quite similar and go ham. Go ham. Because what's
Mm.
the point in doing something like academically, for example? Because obviously we know the standard route. We go to school, we go to sixth form, we go to uni, and it's all set in stone. But what's the point in doing that if you don't want to do it and you're not good at it? I mean, you didn't go to uni, did you?
Nah, yo, raw man's exposed me now, but we're talking about it. We're talking about it. So yeah, I stopped at higher national diploma, which is like an undergraduate level of a degree.
Yeah.
So in theory, if I went to university and studied one more year, I would have a full degree. But to me, I didn't see the point in it because back in 2014, the economy wasn't as bad as it is now, but I had a prediction that it would be as bad as this, with petrol prices being high, cost of living, and potentially Brexit. Obviously, back in 2014, Brexit wasn't didn't begin yet because we didn't have the vote as yet. But to me, uh, I just felt that having a piece of paper to say I'm qualified, having a piece of paper to say I'm qualified in one particular thing doesn't make me a doesn't make me a person who's a pioneer of what I should be a pioneer of,
Not
if
defined by
that
it.
makes sense. Yeah, so just like with money and like with anything, a university scholarship or a university degree on a piece of paper can be meaningless tomorrow or meaningless next year or within 10 years. But building foundations from when you're young and trying to achieve your goals from a young age, now that can't be taken away from you. So
Hmm.
that's why I never really went to uni, no, big man, because I'm plus also on a level from 29 bags, so you're mad. 27 bags either.
Well, yeah, I
Twenty-seven
mean,
thousand
yeah,
pounds to go to university to learn something that society should give you for free, because not even for free. All right, let's break this down. Let's talk about politics now. Yeah, let's say all right, university now. Okay, back in 2001, what was it, like 3 grand a year? Well, Scotland had it for free. I don't know if they still have it now, but for English students back in the early 2000s, what, 2 bags a year, 3 bags a year? Now all of a sudden it's 9 bags a year, and you're paying for accommodation if you're studying far from home. You're paying for this, you're paying for that, you're paying for books. But back then, the government, I think Labour was in back then, Tony Blair, my brother, but he's not my brother. He was back in the thing, you get it? So it's peak at it. I think, yeah, if I was in government, yeah, because England's a rich place, they can back these things. If these lot can buy a battleship for fucking, oh, sorry. If these lot can buy a gunship, yeah, for £1 billion, yeah, they can back universities for a year. They can back the whole country for a year for £1 billion. They say, oh, boom, all right, the course is 9 bags. Obviously, cost of living's gone up, but for you, just pay 3 bags of it. Yeah, we'll cover the 6. So you for the 3 years just pay 9 bags instead of 27, and then we'll
yeah,
pay the rest. Yeah, and
sounds more
obviously,
realistic, doesn't it?
yeah, get me. Obviously, we gotta be realistic. Obviously, we understand cost of living is high. We ain't expecting the government to produce eggs from thin air. You get me? And then obviously for the accommodation now, obviously just back a little thing and then let the student back something in it, like it was in back in the early noughties in this country before it went shit. So what I'm saying is now, yeah, it's shit, bro. It's peak out here, done.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, you know what? We've had you on for quite a while now. I'm eager not to keep you for too long. Before we do wrap this up, we're going to
But
get
I'm
you on
enjoying
again.
myself, babe. What you wanna cut me off from? This guy, cuz we've been on for half an hour, That's mad though. Still,
No.
my brother.
The reason I was saying is I'm eager to get you on for specifically to talk about politics and all these things. I know you're very passionate about that. This video we focus a lot on your YouTube side, so I'm eager not to get too lost in the politics because me and
Yeah,
you
saying
can,
that.
me and
Drop
you
me the
can,
next question.
me and you can. Um, what I'd say like, as a final point, what are the future plans now for Funny Francis? You've established yourself now. You're there. You're doing what you love. What are the future plans for Funny Francis in the YouTube and for your individual life? I mean, kids, wedding, anything, just a general little where you would see. And I know, look, you don't like to plan too much. I'm the same. But just give us a little overview.
Okay, well, first thing first, with your first question in regards to YouTube now, I'm looking to start a food review show. Um, Hopefully by December, if all goes to plan, I should have my first episode of that out. Um, Intermittently in between the planning process of that, I'm looking to, with winter coming in England now, I'm looking to do a lot more skits like I did last winter. So
What do you mean by skit? Sorry.
I was just about to say, for those who don't know what skits are, it's a term meaning short comedy videos.
Yeah.
So they might be a minute or 90 seconds long, and it's just punchline after punchline, short, sweet comedy. So I'm looking to do some skits, short comedy sketches over the next coming months, as well as planning, implementing, and filming and releasing my first food review show episode, I should say. Um, I would also like to do something similar to what you're doing now, a podcast type, talk show type thing, but that will take a lot of planning, even more planning than this food review show. So yeah, that's the plan so far for the near future. And in regards with personal life, I haven't got a girlfriend right now, so boom, at me girl them, you get me? At me, at funnyfrancis 15, Instagram, Snapchat, you get me? But on a serious note, when it comes to females, I haven't even been pushing it right now. I mean, I got one girl on my line trying to move to me, we could say, but I haven't even replied to her because I don't know. It's mad. I mean, I don't know I don't know. I think this might be an evolution of me. You know, you want females in your life, but you don't want them. I don't know how. I don't know how to analyze it, big man. It's mad, fam.
I hear that.
I never
I hear
used to be like this. You know me when I was back in the day. I was a hothead when it come to girl, but now yeah, it's like I'm scared of them, cause. But
you
yeah,
can't live with them. You can't live without them.
yeah. So if a girl comes along my path whilst I'm out filming in public or something, or I approach a girl or I see a girl that I like or whatever, then yeah, so let it be. But that's not even at the front of my head. My main objective right now, yeah, is to get a yard but you know about the yard, innit? I've been telling you about the yard for weeks and months and years. Because I think um materialistically speaking, um, let's break everything down. I think the biggest asset you can have to pass on to your children is a property. Forget cars, forget all of that. If you have a property you can pass on, you've done good in your life. You fulfilled your because let's break this down. Obviously, there's your there's your spiritual duty, your religious duty, if you're religious, and there's your materialistic duty. Because even if people don't want to believe it, the materialistic side of it does have an effect because you can't live on the streets and especially in a cold country like this, if you don't have four walls and a roof to go to, you're theoretically dead. So property is a big asset that young people such as myself and people of similar age need to consider investing in. So in regards to you asking about my life goals and my immediate near future, there you have it, bro.
It's very, very interesting. Seems like you've got your head screwed on, and
Trust.
that's what we need. It's been great having you today. I'm eager not to keep you on too long, and eager not to go into different subjects. But where can the guys find you? Give us your plug. That's the new word, isn't it? Plug. Give us all your information.
So, boom, obviously on YouTube, Funny Francis Entertainment, Snapchat, Funny Francis 15, Instagram the same, Facebook, Funny Francis Entertainment, and yeah, man, just keep supporting the thing. I hope everyone who watches my thing gets positivity, vibes, and good times off my thing, watching my videos. And yeah, obviously, shout out to Junaid for bringing me onto the
Oh
Brown
yeah.
Point
Well,
podcast.
I was just going to say, all the links will be posted below, so we'll be sure to put all of Mr. Francis, or Funny Francis, shall I say, all of his information below. We're going to get you on again, without doubt, and we're going to be going into loads of topics. He will be a regular guest, so I hope, on my show in a
Yeah,
future time.
God willing, we'll be here again.
Is there anything else you'd just like to say to the audience? A little parting message before you go?
Yeah. So the parting message is: do things with a smile, and you'll get back a smile. The results will contain a smile, and you'll go to sleep with a smile.
There you
So
have
do what you enjoy.
there you have it, guys. It's all about smiling, and we've It's been a pleasure to have Funny Francis, not just as a guest, but as a true friend. We'll see you again soon, Mr. Francis. And all those guys who watched, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and don't
Subscribe.
forget this will be live as an audio version on Spotify and on other podcasting platforms. But until next time,
Watch this when you're going to sleep. You get me?
or even listen to it when you're going for a little walk or something. You know what I mean. Do what you got to do. Watch this.
Therapy.
Support the ting. Peace and love, Brown Boy and.
Wow. Funny Francis Entertainment.